2 16-play drives in the second half. I know one had ended up in a field goal rather than a touchdown, which took a lot of time off the clock and was well executed. Now, we did get 7 penalties. A couple of those were caused by, the noise. So first experience, I think we'll improve at that. And I think it was critical at the end of the game when we got a first down when we needed to in 4 minutes, and they got the ball back with 4 seconds. So there was a lot of we executed offensively when we had to in the second half. I think, you train yourself to do that, and you have to train yourself in practice. You can't hold back. You can't take yourself out. You got to put yourself in the situation that you're going to be in the game so that you feel that. And when you start to get a little bit tired in practice, you can keep on keeping on and continue to have the kind of spirit and energy you need to finish. So you actually train yourself to do that. But it's a conscious decision that every player makes. It comes down to I'm feeling a little tired, so I'm going to change the way I'm playing, or you make the choices and decisions that I have to push through this, and I'm going to train myself so that I can continue to do this even when the game comes. So it really comes down to feelings versus making the right choices as a player.
Do you see me? Yep, you want. Yeah.
Hi, welcome in. It is the Wednesday edition of the Jay Barker Show with Lars Anderson. We're live from AVX, and man, a little bit cooler today. Feels good outside. Feels like it's almost like fall. Good football weather today, and we got a golf tournament coming up on Friday. We'll be live out at Highlands for Striker Strong. Look forward to that. Hopefully, the weather will be like this and even better coming up on Friday for that event. It's going to be a lot of fun. It
is the first day of fall, Jay.
It is, yeah. So it feels amazing.
22nd.
No doubt. All right, Lars, you were down at T-Town yesterday, and we got a lot to get into from that. Some excitement, hype surrounding their first night game this year against Southern Miss, 6:30 coming up this weekend. But let me remind people, we're presented by Top Golf at Birmingham, Mark Grenier. All the great folks at Top Golf do a terrific job. Get out. You enjoy it with coworkers, friends, and family. They do a lot of events like bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, birthday parties, any type of charitable events. Mark Grenier and all the great folks, they were going to help you out. More importantly, just to give you a great day of fun that you'll find at Top Golf of Birmingham. Also presented by and driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford, and Annis to go see Tony Russell and all the great folks at Sunny King Ford. How was your day in T-Town yesterday?
It was good. Students were great engaged. Had them write the first story for my sports writing class, and then in my other class we met with a reporter from the Washington Post who covers soccer, traveled the world, and boy, those jobs are sort of few and far between now in the newspaper world. But Jay, I wanted to talk to you about the issue of criticism before we get into anything else, because I just finished book number 12, and it's The Season in the Sun, and it's about Tampa Bay and their march to the Super Bowl. The first initial reviews have been very, very good, but yesterday, Jay, absolutely got crucified. And it's not the good ones that you remember. Mm-hmm. It is the ones that just sort of tear you apart, eviscerate you, that stick with you. And normally I don't even read reviews, but my publicist from HarperCollins sent it to me. So I read it, and she tried to put a good spin on it. But how, you've guided me in a lot of different ways over the years. How have you dealt with criticism? Because you've been such a public figure for such a long time, and so has Sarah. And I'm sure Sarah's been criticized in her records. Not everybody's going to love everything you do. When you put it out there for public consumption, everybody's going to have an opinion about it. So how do you handle, how does Sarah handle criticism?
To me, I always felt like that if people were interested enough to criticize, that means at least they were paying attention to you. So that's one of the positive ways to look at it, is that they're looking to you to bring good material. And even if they criticize it, they still believe that you're somebody that is a credible source or a credible person to want to listen to. So I always try to take it from that standpoint. Was writing a book, whether it's performing on the field, they're going to be critics. There always are, and you can either get there about it and be like, man, you don't know what you're talking about, all that kind of stuff. Where people get emotional. Instead, just learn from it. Let it be constructive criticism. Try to just take it in and go, okay, it's just one person's opinion.
I've always just had trouble letting it just roll off my back. I don't know. I'm just a sensitive person, I guess.
That's all right. It's one person's opinion, right? Yeah. And there's going to be thousands that are going to absolutely love it, if not millions. And people, there's always going to be a critic that's going to find something wrong with something. I mean, that's just the way we're built. It's just how people, and there are a lot of people out there just more critical than others that are going to look for every little detail to find something that they don't like in order to, and it may be that they don't like you, the person, and they may have never met you, but just don't like you for something. They heard an interview or, but now it's their chance to kind of get back or say something.
I also think it's easier to impress your editor to write a negative review than a glowing review.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
And so, and it'll probably get, more traction, more clicks or whatever. But, it's really no big deal in the grand scheme of things. Absolutely. It is zero deal to me in the grand scheme of things.
And this is the one about the Super Bowl.
This season in the sun. Yeah. And I'm actually doing an event today with Jake Reese, just down at Alabama Booksmith for Dabo's World. Going to see Jake this afternoon. We're going to record a video that Jake's gonna put out for the launch date. And Jake, he does such a good job in promoting and selling books. So and it's all signed books there at Alabama Booksmith, which is literally, I bet you could throw a football and hit it from here, Jay.
It'd be tough, but it's very, very close.
Yes.
It might take me a few tries to pick it up, but it's just right around the corner and a great place. Great place.
All signed copies, and it's Jake is a real treasure to book writers all throughout the South. And I know Rick Bragg just wrote a book. Rick Bragg, colleague of mine at University of Alabama, Pulitzer Prize winner, worked for the New York Times. He wrote the opening. He wrote it went down. It was named one of the 50 greatest stories in Sports Illustrated history, and it was about the A-Day game when Nick Saban first came.
Oh wow!
And so they put Rick Bragg on that. And I still remember the lead. Like they say the lead is, it's something like, they say that football is religion in the South, but then you need to come to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, because it's like more than religion. Yeah. And he did such a great job. And you remember that first A-Day game when they turned people away. It was 95,000, 100,000 people. And that's when you knew that
I think it was 92,000.
Yeah,
I think they were adding the South upper deck at that time or right after that.
Did you go to that game?
I was at the beach. Tony and I were doing a live remote. We were there on vacation for a spring break with our kids at the what was it called? That there was a brand new thing they'd opened up on the Gulf Coast and Gulf Shores. We went down that week to do live remotes all week and with our kids and stuff. So we were there, and I was actually watching it. I think it was at that time pulling it up on the phone or something, but because that was right when the iPhone was just coming out, or maybe we were on our computers. We were getting word like AO.com reporting that the stadium's half full, AO.com reporting the stadium's almost full. Now it's full. I was like, holy cow! They filled up the stadium for a spring game, for a practice, basically. Yeah, and that was huge. That was the beginning of just a really.
That was the beginning of everything, because that it's the most powerful recruiting tool when you have such a passionate fan base. And I think the Alabama fans were so hungry for a winner. And even when Nick Saban arrived at the airport, right, there was thousands and thousands of people there, all looking up to the sky as if waiting for the Messiah to arrive, right? And then when he lands, he's absolutely engulfed by the fans.
Kissed by a woman.
She got a DUI later that night, by the way. Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah. Got kissed, and like people were running after his car as it's driving away, and they're taking him to the Malmore Athletic Facility for his opening press conference. And if you go back, and I would love, Josh, if you could someday get this, go back to his opening press conference, and he lays out his vision. And it is incredible how that vision has come to fruition. And it came to fruition very quickly, and he has sustained it through time.
I watched last night on YouTube. I was watching Football Life, Nick Saban, and I don't know if it may be new. I'm not sure, It's normally done on NFL coaches,
Mhm.
and but they did it on him and his relationship with Belichick, and it was okay. Last Friday came out, and it was outstanding because it really went deep into his personal life with him and Miss Terry and his kids, and the kids were on there talking about growing up in that pressure environment, and that dad wasn't at certain things, certain traditions that they had as a family. Also about his relationship with his dad. Lost his dad at a very young age.
46.
Yeah. And, just kind of where he learned his work ethic. And he talked about the process was built right there with his dad every single day, knowing the right way to do things, how to do things, and that he takes that with him even to this day. And that's what the process is all about. And it was really cool, though, to watch just kind of watching Coach Saban and Miss Terry, because you can just tell that they've been together for so long. They're not only husband and wife, they're best friends. And you got to be a special woman to be a coach's wife. You really
Absolutely.
do. It's people I tell all the time. A lot of times, a coach is made or broke, makes it or breaks it based on his wife. But I hate to say that,
Yeah.
but it is. The relationship has got to be where she's willing to sacrifice, willing to be at home, willing to be with the kids, willing to do all the things behind the scenes that has to be done to keep the family intact, to keep the kids on track, and more importantly, to let him go and be able to work and do the things.
I'm not sure if Nick
be
Saban has
productive.
ever paid a bill in his life.
Probably not, and I don't know that for certain.
I don't know for certain either,
Yeah.
but I think that's the case. And she's run the household over the years, but she's also an advisor, right? Remember when Coach Saban had that little altercation, not altercation, but he raised his voice in maybe an inappropriate way to Maria Taylor, the ESPN reporter, and it was Miss Terry that said, "You need to apologize," and he did. He really listens to her.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that she made a statement in this football life. She said the reason why I love going back to pro football was because in pro football I didn't like I had a role. There was these grown men. My husband, he's going to work. In college, they invite the parents over to the house. They have the recruiting nights where they have the recruiting room downstairs. She's always at the recruiting and events at the stadium. They do their Knicks kids stuff, which is so important for the community of Tuscaloosa. I think as hard as it is still for that wife to be in that role, it's a lot more, I think, involved at the college level, a lot more interaction between the college wives than there probably are at the NFL level.
Don't you think she also is the ultimate closer when it comes to recruiting? Because when the player and the parents are on campus, she's the one that assures the parent or parents that she's going to be there to take care of their child. She'll be there. She'll be the maternal figure. And I think she really is the maternal figure over the entire program.
There's no doubt about it. And she's so, her personality. She can.
She's sharp.
Coach Saban is, I always say, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think he's an introvert. I really do.
Yeah.
I think she's the extrovert. She's the one that just lights the room up when she walks in and immediately can take it over and stuff.
Very graceful.
Yep. They make a great team. Hey, if you struggle finding new ideas for branding and marketing your business, if your organization is trying to find unique items that people really like to receive and use in today's competitive business environment, your brand needs to stand out and get noticed. Fully Promoted offers extensive branding and marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They have local experts that specialize in putting your logo on caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials. They provide access to samples that you can touch and feel, and personalized service to assist you with product selection and decoration methods, taking your brand to the next level. Call Fully Promoted today at 205-406-6430 and mention that you heard this on the Dave Barker Show for a special offer. That's 205-406-6430. Are you fully promoted? All right, continue with us. We're hour number 1 here on this Wednesday edition of Dave Barker Show live from AVX.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the ABX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers built for business with Windows 10 Pro. Plus, enjoy special pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Succeed anywhere with Windows 10 Pro. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Time for an oil change? We've got what you need to check it off your list. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or synthetic high mileage motor oil and an STP extended life oil filter for just $36.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
What's better than a new car or SUV? It's only one set of vehicles, a Townsend Nissan CPO certified pre-owned vehicle. They help you make an intelligent vehicle selection. And yes, they have all the rewards with a nationwide factory warranty up to 100,000 miles or 7 years. And best of all, free roadside assistance for up to 100,000 miles or 7 years. Now that's peace of mind nationwide. Plus, super low finance rates up to 72 months. And right now, your current vehicle is worth so much more. Don't wait. Shop your local family in the car.
To candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow! Serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WIN.
Want to learn a new language so it will actually stick? Try Babbel. Practice real-life conversations in the Babbel app.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Get personalized help in Babbel's live online classes.
Classes are limited to 6 people, so everyone can get the help they need.
Review words and phrases with fun games, or dive into the culture with short videos. Whatever your learning style, Babbel gives you the tools you need. Babbel. More ways to learn. Start learning a new language today at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Church's has a deal made for you or all y'all. Choose your favorite tenders or classic style chicken and spicy or original with sides and biscuits for everyone. So swing by for Church's Feed 6 starting at $20 deals. Church's, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating location.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 1 Series tractor for just $99 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
The original Peloton bike offers more motivation.
Great job, team!
70% of members say they work out more now with Peloton than before. Get game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $400 less. Learn more at onepeloton.com.
Well, we didn't execute. I think maybe there was one time where we had a pressure on that they ran a speed option or something, and we didn't have enough guys there. But it really came down to executing. It really came down to players. They did some different things, but you got to adapt to those things and play things on principle. And at times we didn't do that very well. And we weren't very aggressive. We didn't get off the field on third down, especially in the second half. We had opportunities to get off the field on third down and did not do it. 99-yard drive, we had several opportunities to get off the field. We had a third and 19 and didn't get off the field. So those are plays that you have to make in a game.
Above that.
That's something that we just need to continue to work on. Drew Sanders did okay in the game.
Stand up and get above that grab.
We all could have done a little bit better job of playing the option. We focused a lot on quarterback runs. We focused some on the option. I think there were times in the game where we didn't play the option correctly. So therefore, as coaches, we're responsible for that. So we need to do a better job with all the players being able to do that, and I think have a better understanding of how to do that. So that's definitely something we need to work on this week. We'll see some of those same things this week.
Hour number one, the Wednesday edition, and Lars Anderson back in studio with us today, live from AVX, and we'd like to dive into as far as some of the big matchups coming up this weekend. Also, a lot of things happening around the college football world. USC as far as looking for a new coach and all the different things that already happened after 3 weeks in, and a number of players that have even actually put their names in the transfer portal because they do it now. They get that red shirt, and they can actually have another season. Kind of crazy how things have changed so much over the years, but you're going to see some of those things happening as well. But you heard Coach Saban talking about just things they can work on, things they can get better at as a team, and the things that they can improve on from week 3 to week 4. They got Southern Miss coming up on Saturday night, Lars, and then for them it's one of those things where you want to correct mistakes, you want to get things done, and then they got a big one coming up the next week as well. But this is one that you just kind of want to feel like, hey, we came away with a win. And really think about it, to me, I was talking to somebody last night. Coach Saban has not been real critical this week at all about the players. I think he thinks that they gave great effort, that they did the things they need to do at the very end. And to be honest with you, as much as fans hate it, and I know the coaches hate it to a degree, but when you go through it, a head coach goes, I'm so glad we went through this. I'm so glad we were in a tough environment at a tough situation at the end, and we were able to pull through. And by doing that, it adds confidence, chemistry, and a lot of things psychologically to your team that you can draw on all year long based on knowing that you did it. And so I think that's some of the value that he takes away from this game this past weekend.
I want to dig into Florida's offensive game plan against Alabama and what they did. So Florida never left 11 personnel the entire game. So explain to the audience what 11 personnel is.
Yeah, I mean, normally it's a 2 tight end type set, but also, you get the one back, and in times you can play H back in there as well if it's not like a true tight end. But this is, something that I think it was expected. We talked about it also that, the tight end delays, the things that they did were just outstanding. I thought some of the design, the plays, the way that they were able to leak him out late was unbelievable. So really good design by Florida and really good execution by Emory Jones. That was the key, Lars. I mean, Emory played probably the best game I've seen him play in a long time or in his whole career. I mean, to really step up there in the second half, and especially with some of the pressure that he had that, Richardson might be the guy. And they talked about him being injured, even though he did a backflip before the game. I was like, he looked great. So that made me think he was going to play, but they felt more comfortable in that situation, that game. And I don't think anybody can argue, even Florida fans, that Emory Jones didn't step up to the plate. He had the one interception, but, you can't really blame that. I mean, he got pressured and hit right when he was releasing the ball and caused that interception.
And so what Florida did, so they stayed in 11 personnel the entire game, never changed personnel. And so they didn't go crazy fast on offense, but they also didn't huddle. And so they would get back on the line of scrimmage, same personnel, use different formations, and then they would milk the clock at the line of scrimmage. And this allowed the players and staff to get a look at what Alabama was doing on defense, look to the side, and then Mullen and the offensive staff would make the necessary adjustments. And this also nullified any substituting that Alabama could do, because the referee only stands over the ball to allow the defense to bring in new guys if the offense is changing personnel. And so Florida didn't do that. And then you look at Florida's touchdown drives in the second half. They were all 10-plus plays. And it was just, Dan Mullen had a great plan. He used formations into the boundary and motion to give Florida advantageous looks from the Alabama defense. And it was just a great game plan. And I wonder, Jay, is it because of the personnel that they have, the talent that Florida had that made it successful, or is it that other teams are going to be able to watch this Florida tape and say, oh, this is what we need to do against Alabama and their defense.
Yeah, but also on that point, Alabama's going to self-scout and go, okay, what do we do wrong? Here's how to correct it. So at least they saw it, right? So now that they've got some answers to it, or at least we'll try to have some. That's a very tough thing when they were releasing the tight end late. So he would block Will Anderson to give the tackle a chance to also get engaged on that block. And then he would release him. And, by the time, it was a 1 second, 2 second type release. And then he would release out into the flat or just into that open area. One time he kind of just like a 1 second delay went across the field. They did a wheel route that took Henry out. And he then went up the sideline and it just left a huge gap. Now, that's not his territory. Somebody else has got to drop into that zone if they're in zone, or that guy that he was over that was rushing has got to be in a man situation. That's hard for those guys up front to read that and to know that guy's releasing. He released out in the flat. He was wide open. This is a great design call. But a couple of those we saw from Florida throughout the game. And, it's just something that you continue to work on. A lot of it, too, is just that Florida's talented. And Dan Mullen just had a great game plan. And I'm sure, as you said, there will be teams that look at that and say, how can we use this as well against this Alabama defense?
Yeah, I mean, facts. And Florida outscored Alabama 20-10 in the second half, but they didn't win the game. I know Pete Golding, he likes fans like to sort of make him the punching bag for everything, but I don't blame Pete Golding for what happened. I mean, okay, let me just ask you this.
Yeah.
Did you see Alabama defenders looking confused out on the field?
No, I just thought there were a few times that players were out of place, that they were reading it wrong from the line of scrimmage, especially at the linebacker position, which was allowing the players to get caught up at the second level and not able to get to that running back that was running through and running free. And plus, running backs did a really good job of pressing the hole and making cuts backside, because that's what you do. You get it lined up and it sets your blocks up. So just got to do a better job of that, and that's just through playing more together, playing in the scheme, and I think those things get corrected this week leading into the Miss game.
What is your level of concern in 2 weeks facing Ole Miss? Last year, Ole Miss torched Alabama defense for 48 points, over 600 yards. Alabama won 63-48 on the road. And right now, Matt Corral, the quarterback for Ole Miss, I would say he's the leader in the clubhouse for the Heisman Trophy, playing really, really well. Lane Kiffin comes back to Tuscaloosa for the first time since leaving. Going to be a huge game. It's the marquee afternoon game on CBS. But what would be your level? I wouldn't say concern, but just what? I know you don't want to look past Southern Miss this weekend, but just thoughts on Ole Miss coming into Tuscaloosa.
All right, we'll get into it coming up on the other side and deal with that, and also some of the other matchups coming up this weekend too around the SEC. Local Realty, you've heard me talk about Jeremy and Gina Miller. They do a terrific job when it comes to helping you sell your home, more importantly, helping you save money, and that's what they do. A $2,900 flat fee at Local Realty. It's all they charge on that buying side or selling side. $2,900 up to a $500,000 listing. So this is maybe your biggest investment in your home. They're going to help you save and really make money when it comes to selling it. That's through Local Realty. Go to localrealtyflatfee.com, localrealtyflatfee.com for more information about Local Realty. A 5-star on Zillow as far as how they performed with almost 1,000 testimonials. That's crazy. Also, they've saved millions of dollars for so many people across the Metro Birmingham area, and now they're growing throughout the state of Alabama and our listening area as well. They've done a terrific job helping families save money when it comes to selling their home, really make money. Go to localrealtyflatfee.com, localrealtyflatfee.com for more information on Local Realty. More to come. We'll answer that question about Ole Miss and also look around some of the SEC matchups coming up this weekend. Stay with us. Hour number 1 here on this Wednesday edition. Jay Barker Show live from AVX.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape along with your gait and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.C.O.
What do you think when you hear that? It's a better way to live. I see all these coaches growing up and being around them, and they're miserable. They're miserable human beings. It's because there's so much pressure and they're never themselves.
How would you characterize your relationship with Nick Saban?
I don't know, maybe like an ex. There's some good and some bad, and I kind of thought about it. It is like divorce, and then you go back and see everybody years later. It's almost like a child, when you grow up in a house when you don't understand why your parents do things sometimes. Then when you get older, you kind of realize that you find yourself doing some of the same things. That's really what it's like. I appreciate him way more now that I'm gone than when I was there.
I'm going to ask you to just press play. You're going to know what it is right away.
I already do. I already knew. It's the ass chewing or ass ripping, whatever you called it.
There's still some coaching going on from Coach Saban down there with 46 seconds left.
Oh, he's mad at Coach Kiffin.
I didn't think that much of it at the time. I mean, that was like daily for me. It's like it's usually in the morning at 7:30 in the staff meeting. So it just happened to be on TV. And so everybody made a big deal of it. But I was just like, another day at the office with Coach.
You poke fun at everybody. And Nick Saban is no exception to that. And one of the venues you do it is social media. Here are some tweets. What does that say?
I don't yell at my assistants. This one is good. I do remember this. I don't yell at my assistants very much at all. I said, are these real quotes? I don't get upset at my coaches much. We tell our players to control their emotions during the game because when emotions go up, decision making goes down. ... Roll Tide roll.
Next one.
Jeans I gave to him. He would not be rocking those jeans. They don't do these as much anymore. I'm more busy in the SEC. I had more time in Conference USA.
Where do you think you'd be if you hadn't spent the 3 seasons at Bama?
Yeah, I wouldn't be here. The phone wasn't ringing. You just can't coach. I mean, I could have been quality control somewhere, or analyst or something like that. Head coach not giving me that opportunity.
What do you expect it to be like when the two of you see each other pregame?
It'll be fine. I actually sent him a long text, which obviously didn't respond. But when I got the job, I sent him a long text, a very grateful text to him.
What would it mean to beat him?
It's not that, and I know you're not going to believe me. It's really not. If you were to win this, you're beating Bama. This is you playing him. No, it's not. We had a lot better chance if I was playing him. He just had hip surgery, so I think he'd struggle covering me.
From last year's College Game Day, comparing the relationship with Lane Kiffin and Nick Saban, as we've talked about a ton, and Lars and I were just talking about that national championship game that he did not coach in, and kind of the reasons to why that decision was made, and how did that affect Alabama's offense. Lane has gone through a lot since not only getting to Alabama and the kind of the rehab that everybody talked about, but also now the success he's had at Ole Miss, and really went through, I think, even more things helping him off the field, and has really helped him on the field. And you've even seen him losing weight, as well as just he looks better than he has, and sounds better than he has in many, many years. But I think he does have a real respect for Coach Saban. I think he kind of likes to joke around with him, kind of likes to push his buttons at times, likes to kind of troll him a little bit on social media, knowing that he's not there, but he can do it, and not that he's going to get yelled at and stuff as he talked about before. But really, I think an interesting relationship between Coach Saban and Lane Kiffin. I really think Coach Saban cared a lot about him. I really do. I think he still does.
Well. I think he still does. Lane didn't help himself when he told Sports Illustrated just shortly after leaving Alabama that how much he hated the 7:30 a.m. staff meetings, how he felt isolated in Tuscaloosa. His family didn't move there. And then the kicker was he said that he aged in dog years. 3 years is like 21 in Tuscaloosa. So not only was he sort of criticizing Nick Saban, he was criticizing the town of Tuscaloosa. He claimed that his high profile didn't allow him to go out socially, but the whole Joey Freshwater thing, I don't know. I have students who told me I absolutely was out at Innisfree all the time, but and we've talked about that. But it seems like the two have come together, in a way. And I think there's a great professional relationship. And I think Lane does understand that if Nick Saban hadn't taken him in, given him the offensive coordinator position for those 3 years, that he wouldn't be back in the SEC. And man, there is talk of him returning to USC. And I don't know if I think his family's actually in Oxford, Mississippi now. I could be wrong on that, but I know sort of all of his roots are out on the West Coast. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if he were to be offered that job, would he take it, given how he was let go the first time. Yeah, I mean, so let's just look at the game. Well, plenty of time to analyze this game since it is 10 days away or 12 days away or whatever. But just your initial thoughts on Ole Miss coming into Tuscaloosa in a week and a half.
Yeah, hopefully which I know the crowd's going to be big. It's a 2:30 CBS game, so you're going to have a big crowd in Tuscaloosa. Make it loud, make it disruptive, as we saw with what Florida did to our offense. So hopefully that'll help a little bit, and them not being at home, because that's where, last time we had some trouble with Matt Corral, this offense. But Lane knows Coach Saban. He knows, he's spent so much time with him, and he knows kind of the weaknesses of the defense and where they try to attack in certain downs and distances, and kind of their tendencies. He's just been around it for so long. So I think that helps him, and Coach Saban the same with Lane. But Lane kind of continues to evolve. Offensively, you can schematically do things a little bit different than defense. You can kind of see what they're doing and put things, or at least try to get guys matchups to where you want them against the weaker part of a defense or a player. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I mean, they're going to be tough to stop. They've got a lot of weapons on offense, and again, Matt Corral just puts so much pressure because he can throw the football. He can throw every ball from every angle, and can also make big plays in the run game with his feet. So that's what's going to ultimately be the hardest thing for that defense coming up in about I guess less than a week and a half.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at what Matt Corral has done so far this year. First game threw for 335, and then 281, and then last week against Louisville, 22 of 32, 381 yards. Has yet to throw an interception, and interceptions were an issue with him last year. And again, I think right now, if you were to assess the Heisman Trophy race, I would put Matt Corral right there at the top. I mean, who else would you have there right now? I think it's wide open.
Yeah, I mean, it's right now. Yes, I mean, I don't know if you have really kind of the front runners, even though he was the guy that everybody put at the top in the SEC, right? So I think that helps as far as the public opinion. I mean, Bryce is putting up big numbers. I mean, you got to look at him. I mean, he's going to be there, in the conversation. The other thing too is we're going to find out these first few games, especially the talent that's been played or who they played against. But we'll find out more as far as kind of who's going to be the front runners, think, over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Spencer Rattler. I think he's sort of done. But right now, you're right. According to places in Vegas, it's Matt Corral 1 and Bryce Young 2. Yeah. And so what happens in a week and a half, implications on who ends up winning the Heisman Trophy.
Hey, if you're a small, medium-sized business owner out there, maybe you're aware, maybe you're not, that there are additional government stimulus dollars available to your business outside of the PPP loan. If you had employees and retained them during the COVID-19 pandemic, there's up to $33,000 cash refund per employee available to you, no matter if you had financial loss or gain. For over 23 years, the tax attorneys and CPAs at eTax Breaks have been identifying tax credits and cash refunds available to businesses through more than 3,000 federal and state programs. Now, these are not loans. These do not have to be paid back. The eTax Breaks team, they have recovered over $2 billion for their clients to date and can serve you nationwide as well. The best part is there's no fee to find out if you qualify. They only work off what's called success fees. So there's no financial risk to you ever. You pay nothing unless they find credits or refunds for your business. About 90% of small businesses out there are eligible. So take a few minutes, reach out to these guys, see if your business qualifies. Go to etaxbreaks.com. That's etaxbreaks.com, or call them at 855-659-1231. That's 855-659-1231 to find out more about etaxbreaks.com. All right, Lars Anderson, Jay Barker, you're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from AVX. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The flagship station for Alabama Crimson Tide sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a deer. Get a 1 Series tractor for just $99 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Want to learn a new language so it will actually stick? Try Babbel. Practice real-life conversations in the Babbel app.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Get personalized help in Babbel's live online classes.
Classes are limited to 6 people, so everyone can get the help they need.
Review words and phrases with fun games, or dive into the culture with short videos. Whatever your learning style, Babbel gives you the tools you need. Babbel, more ways to learn. Start learning a new language today at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
The thing about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. We probably don't even need the words, the Name Your Price tool, to tell you that our Humpback Whale Pup gives you options based on your budget, or that our novelty hand buzzer helps you save on car insurance. And that's the thing about the tiny felt bag filled with marbles. At this point, you've heard a lot of ads about the elusive Northern Bobcat. The Name Your Price, the neighbor who baked you banana bread, only from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage match limited by state law.
High prices don't get you a great network. A great network gets you a great network. It's why Total Wireless runs on the largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. And for a limited time, we're doubling your high-speed data on our $35 unlimited plan to $10. So you can double your binging, your scrolling, your everything. Total Wireless. Do amazing. Available at Best Buy. Capable device and SIM required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. Offer ends 12/31/2021. First 10 gigs at high speed, then 2G. Terms and conditions at totalwireless.com/terms.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Mostly sunny, windy at times, cooler and less humid today. The high 75. A very cool night tonight. Clear with the low at 51. For tomorrow and Friday, lots of sunshine both days. The high tomorrow 76, the high Friday at 80. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 69 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back in as we wrap up hour number 1 here on the Jay Barker Show with Lars Anderson live from AVX on this Wednesday edition. And I wanted to ask you, get your thoughts about some of the other games this weekend, and especially Shane Beamer's comments about there's 105-star recruits talking about the Georgia team, and said that number was at 99 for them. They can run like the wind. He's like 350 pounds. He has to chase down Tyler, the quarterback for UAB. When I was at the game over in Athens, but he was talking about the load of talent they've got for that Georgia football team. But Shane is a good dude, man, and I know we've had him on many times, and he's going to struggle through these first couple of years probably just based on talent, and but he's got the pedigree. There's no doubt about it.
And it's just he brings enthusiasm and youthful energy. And I think he can really connect to recruits in a way that maybe older coaches can't. And I think he's just the perfect fit for the job. I know some South Carolina people weren't real happy with the hire. They maybe wanted a bigger name, but look, he spent time at Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley. Obviously, he's been around the game his entire life with his dad. And I think Shane's going to do a good job. And you're right, Jay. It's going to take a few years. And this was not the most attractive job out there, certainly. And but I think South Carolina absolutely hit a home run with Shane and hiring him.
Yeah, and again, the guy Steve Spurrier really had the most success there. And again, he could recruit the players. And the biggest thing he did was he kept the players from South Carolina. In South Carolina,
It kept it in state, right?
Yeah, big time. And got some really great running backs and defensive linemen, and really was able to build that team kind of from inside out. And then all of a sudden the emergence of Clemson, that doesn't help at all for South Carolina too, because they're competing against each other. Clemson right now has got the upper hand based on how much success they've had over the last few years. But it's you watch these first year kind of coaches at different places, and for them, you hope the fans have patience, because it just takes time to get your protocol in place, to get your process in place, to get the right people and the talent, not just the players, but figuring out whether or not does the coaching staff really fit together. What's the chemistry there? I mean, Auburn's going through that right now. I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday who was really frustrated with the game on Saturday night. I said, look, you got to remember, I mean, most of these coaches are not coached together. The players have not been coached by these coaches. It's going to take time for them to develop chemistry, and that just comes through experience and through game type scenarios. The only way you get that is playing the games.
Yeah, and you're right, Jay. What you just mentioned, what Shane said, absolutely just went crazy online. And had social media buzzing, just saying, again, the 105-star football players on their defense. They have defensive linemen that weigh 340 pounds and runs better than everybody on this call. 5-star defensive backs. They're big and physical and fast. And then he was basically just like, and other than that, they're pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's got a sense of humor. He knows what they're up against, and maybe he's also trying to minimize expectations a little bit for South Carolina fans. But he's a truth teller, man. He's just going to tell you exactly how he sees it. And I've spent quite a bit of time with Shane over the years, and he's just a really, really good person. And I think he is going to be the long-term answer there. South Carolina.
Yeah, some of the games this weekend we were talking about going over LSU at Mississippi State. That's the early game on ESPN, and also you got Georgia, their early game as well on the SEC Network they're at Vanderbilt, poor Vanderbilt, going up against that Georgia team. You got Villanova at Penn State, number 5. The game, probably that morning game, is Notre Dame and Wisconsin. It's number 12 versus number 18. Find out really how good is Notre Dame, and can Wisconsin stay with them and continue to move up in the rankings?
Yeah. It'll be interesting because the quarterback Cone for Notre Dame played at Wisconsin for 2 years, and so him going back to play at Wisconsin at Camp Randall could be a pretty hostile environment for him. I expect Wisconsin to win this game.
We'll see.
You like Notre Dame?
I like the quarterback. I think Cone coming back in that environment, he knows what it's all about, and I think his teammates too are going to be fired up to want to win it for him as well. So I like Notre Dame in that game. All right, we'll dive into some of the other matchups coming up, especially around the SEC, and some more on the Crimson Tide as they get ready for Southern Miss coming up this weekend. Again, that starts 6:30 start. It's going to be a wild night down in T-Town. Really the first time to have that night game and that kind of crowd in a long, long time since going through all the COVID pandemic stuff. So I know a lot of fans excited about the tailgating and all that's going to go with that coming up on Saturday down in Tuscaloosa, getting ready for a big matchup that night and all the light shows and everything else. It's going to be fun. All right, stay with us. Hour number 2 is coming up next. We're live from AVX.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and process are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There it is. It's called GoFan. Check out gofan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit gofan.co now. That's gofan.C.O.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff. Its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The loser kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown break. Alabama back on top. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. the winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
The express goal was to hire a coach with championship credentials. While a number of outstanding individuals expressed interest in becoming the coach of the Crimson Tide, one person who always stood out was Nick Saban, a man who has coached a team to the pinnacle of college football. His teams always play with confidence and pride. And I know in order to win a national championship, a team has to be mentally as well as physically tough. Coach Saban's teams have always possessed those qualities. Alabama has a long, storied football history, complete with memorable moments and time-honored players. Importantly, there have been legendary head coaches who inspired those players to achieve those moments in time. Today, we move toward a future with a new coach who will write his own chapter in Crimson Tide history. And there will be more of these moments that will never be forgotten. As an old football coach, I can tell you Nick Saban is a man who I've admired because of the way his teams play the game. He is a man filled with relentless energy to excel, and he exerts it in shaping his players into being better individuals, as well as the best athletes they can be on the football field. This is a great moment for the University of Alabama. And before I introduce the coach, I would like to take just a moment and introduce his family, and certainly in introducing Terry, to say to you how important she was in the decision that was made by the coach. She loves college football and longed to be back in it. So does Coach Saban. But Terry Saban was the one that made me feel good when I called her. Terry, would you please stand? Yeah. They have a son, Nick Jr., that is not here. He's in college at this time. Their daughter, Kristen, who is a 10th grader. And a friend of Kristen's, Nicole, is in school with her in Florida. Welcome to the University of Alabama. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce the next coach of the Crimson Tide, Nick Saban.
Thank you very much. I can't tell you how pleased and honored I am to be your coach at the University of Alabama. The spirit and enthusiasm that has been demonstrated to myself and my family has been phenomenal since we arrived here yesterday afternoon. It's certainly appreciated, but I want you to know that it'll be our goal to give you the kind of football program, kind of football team that you can be proud of, and that will complement the tradition that this institution has been so proud of through the years, and that's going to be our goal as a football program. I'd like to thank Dr. Witt and Mao for extending the wonderful opportunity to my family to be your head coach at the University of Alabama. To the fans and supporters, the boosters, and everybody that's here that loves this program and loves Alabama football, I want everybody to know that we need a lot of positive energy for everybody to make a difference in how we go about what we try to do to have the best football team in the Southeastern Conference, the best football program in the Southeastern Conference. And I think everybody should take the attitude that we're working to be a champion, that we want to be a champion in everything that we do. Every choice, every decision, everything that we do every day, we want to be a champion. Everyone take ownership for what they need to do relative to their role And whatever it is, whether it's being a fan, being a booster, be a good one. Any kind of supporter that you are for this team, everyone take ownership that we support each other so we can have the best possible football program that Alabama's ever had. And there have been some great ones through the years. But the tradition here is phenomenal, and that's certainly a standard of excellence that we want to work and make our football program a part of. Our mission statement here is to create an atmosphere and environment for everyone to be able to succeed, first of all, as a person. We want players to be more successful in life because they were involved in our program by the principles and values that we're able to develop with them so that they can be successful relative to the character and attitude that they have as a football player here at this institution. Second thing is,
Hi, welcome back in. Hour number 2 on this Wednesday edition live from ADX, Jay Barker Show with Lars Anderson, as we were just listening to Coach Saban's initial press conference when he got to Alabama. And Lars, my gosh, it's been, over 15 years ago now?
2007, and you can hear the intensity in his voice that we hear every single
almost
week.
15 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Gracious.
And here's a little sort of unknown story. I wrote about it in Chasing the Bear, but Mal Moore didn't really have a relationship with Nick Saban, but he did have a unique connection to him when Saban was at Miami because Mal's nephew, Chuck Moore, was a home builder in North Georgia near Lake Burton. And when Saban was coaching at LSU in the early 2000s, he remodeled his vacation house on Lake Burton. And he asked Chuck Moore, Mal's nephew, to lead the project. And Chuck just marveled at how Saban constantly talked to his team of builders and offered words of encouragement, frequently consulted with Moore, reviewing plans, asking questions, tweaking designs. And so Chuck Moore eventually told his uncle Mal that he would absolutely love Nick Saban because he was just like Mal's old coach, Bear Bryant, in attention to detail and ability to motivate. And he just saw that from the construction, right? Mm-hmm. And then during the coaching search, Moore, remembering this, he called his nephew, Chuck Moore, Mal Moore calls Chuck Moore, and asked him if he thought Saban would ever consider coaching at Alabama. And Chuck Moore remembered a conversation that they had, and Chuck Moore asked him that very question. And Nick Saban said, if I was ever on the market, Alabama would be a place that I would love to coach one day. And so that really sort of set the wheels in motion for Mal to go all in after Coach Saban. And the rumors about Saban coming to Alabama circulated about a month before Mal actually flew to Florida, and that Saban and his agent Jimmy Sexton had been contacted by Alabama officials after Coach Shula had been fired, and that famous trip that Mal took on the Alabama jet down to South Florida, telling the pilot, "Hey, if I don't get Coach Saban, just take me down to Cuba." Right?
Take me straight to Cuba. That's what he said. He told me that, and he said he was, somewhat worried, but he felt like he had Terry convinced and ready to go back. That
was the key, right?
Yeah, ready to go back to college football. And as we've heard her describe how much she loves being a part of the process and part of recruiting and just with the families and the players and kind of, being the mom. I mean, that's exactly what Ruth Ann was with Coach Stallings. I mean, she was a phenomenal mom, away from home type of figure. And, they had a big family. She was tending to that. They had John Mark, who had a lot of things to tend to as well. And she was just, again, that special wife that you've got to be in order to have success at that level as a coach, to have that kind of support system. So, it really is hard to believe, though. You think back, and he in that speech, he goes through and outlines, exactly the process and how things are going to work out, how things are going to happen, how they're going to be champions in all things. And but I never would have expected two things: that he had won 6 championships while he's there, and also that he would be, there for this long. To me, I thought it'd be a 5-year at the most stint, just based on his prior history. But we've all, I think, said and made comments about the fact that the 2011 tornadoes and what happened in Tuscaloosa, it really drove roots deep down into the soul for Coach Saban and his family and their ties to Tuscaloosa and Birmingham.
Yeah, and again, when Saban landed, everybody was there, and then what we heard was that press conference that was in a large conference room on the second floor of the Malmore Athletic Facility. There's nearly 100 reporters there, and Saban steps up to the podium. He wore a gray suit, white shirt, red tie, cameras clicking, flashing in his face, and what we just heard, he said everybody should take the attitude that we're working to be a champion, that we want to be a champion in everything we do. And then he went on to say, essentially, we can have the best possible football program that Alabama has ever had. And that was sort of the lead. I remember reporters frantically scribbling that down, because that was the lead of their stories. Because I mean, to say something like that, coming to Alabama, that is quite a statement, and it's proved to be true.
It has, and he has, again, I think done more for Alabama and the expectations of what people thought than ever. And the expectations now are so high. I mean, we're living in a dream to a degree. Just ask Lars' friends in Nebraska if they would like to have one or two of these national championships over the last 20 years, much less in the last decade or so. Hey, Schaefer Plastic Surgery, Dr. Schaefer, one of our great friends, and he asked the Nebraska guy too. At Schaefer Plastic Surgery, they treat their patients like family. They do a free consultation. You don't have to pay for that. Most of the times you go to plastic surgery or go to anywhere like this, you got to pay for that consultation. He doesn't believe in that. He wants to get you in, get you comfortable, and make you feel like family, and really find out what the safest ways possible to reveal your natural beauty with transformative results and superior care. Their patients benefit from the innovative expertise and professionalism from Dr. Christopher Schaefer, a nationally recognized expert and innovator in aesthetic plastic surgery. Dr. Schaefer, he combines experience gained from nearly 2 decades in practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. And as a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after those procedures. You're in the best hands at Schaefer Plastic Surgery, a deep commitment to the highest standards of patient safety at their private surgery center. They've been recognized by the American Association for Accreditation of Ambulatory Surgery Facilities. So check them out, Schaefer Plastic Surge, SURG.com, SchaeferPlasticSurge.com, or give them a call at 205-278-7969. That's 278-7969, located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital. All right, get out to Schaefer Plastic Surgery. We'll return. Hour number 2 continues live from AVX.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The flagship station for Alabama Crimson Tide sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Where will you be on game day? Be a part of the action with a premium reserve tailgate from Game Day Done Right. Get your group together, pick your game and tailgate package, add on catering, beverages, and other tailgating amenities, and let Game Day Done Right take it from there. Enjoy all of the fun game day with zero stress. Visit GameDayDoneRight.com to reserve your tailgate today. For your next tailgate, just add people. Game Day Done Right is the exclusive provider of reserve tailgating services for the University of Alabama and offers packages for all group sizes for a single game or the entire season.
The moment you fire up a Gator UTV, the engine has your full attention. The completed job is on the horizon, and the trail meets its match. Just like that, you made short work of a long to-do list. Run with us on a John Deere Gator UTV. With effortless four-wheel drive at the flip of a switch and our smoothest shifting transmission yet. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere Gator for more.
I'm Serena Williams. You watch me live on TV.
And I'm that voice from movies you watch on demand. DirecTV Stream brought us together to save the world.
Maybe not save the world, but DirecTV Stream does bring your live and on-demand favorites together.
Your favorites together.
I just said that.
She just said that.
Introducing DirecTV Stream, the best of live TV and on demand with no annual contract. Get your TV together at DirecTV.com.
Requires high-speed internet and compatible device. Content varies by package and location. Restrictions apply.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. NMLS ID 128231. Equal housing lender. Not licensed in all states, including New York. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions. As everyone knows, home values have skyrocketed. Chances are your home has gained a ton of equity. Why not use your home's equity to upgrade your house? How about a new pool in your backyard or a new kitchen? Turn your home's equity into cash with a cash-out refinance loan from Cash Call Mortgage. If your mortgage interest rate doesn't start with a 2, we may be able to lower your mortgage rate and get you cash. See just how low our rates are at cashcallmortgage.com. Get started on upgrading your house with a cash-out refi from Cash Call Mortgage. For a free quote to see if you qualify, go to cashcallmortgage.com or call us today. Call 800-745-1952. That's 800-745-1952. 800-745-1952.
Dell's semi-annual sale is a perfect time to power up productivity and gaming victories. Now you can save what Dell employees save on high-performance tech. Save 17% on the latest XPS and Alienware computers with Intel Core processors. Plus, check out exclusive savings on Dell monitors, headsets, and accessories for greater immersion in all you do. Upgrade today by calling 800-BY-DELL. Again, that's 800-BY-DELL, or you can visit Dell.com/semi-annual sale.
Has the pandemic affected your business? Even with more and more customers going online in the past 5 years, online business has grown greatly due to the pandemic. Now more than ever, it's important to have a strong online presence so that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where Townsquare comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Mostly sunny, windy at times, cooler and less humid today. The high 75. A very cool night tonight. Clear with the low at 51. For tomorrow and Friday, lots of sunshine both days. The high tomorrow is 76. The high Friday at 80. I'm James Spain on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 73 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Who was doing?
Georgia's defensive line. What were they doing to maybe make things difficult on the offense?
They've got like 105-star football players on their defense. They have a defensive lineman that weighs 340 pounds and runs better than everybody on this call. They've got 5-star defensive backs. They're big and physical and fast. I mean, other than that, they're really freaking good. That's why they have the top defense in the country. They're hard to run the football on. So there wasn't some magical scheme they came out with tonight. They got 5-star recruits everywhere, and they play really physical. Damn.
All right, that was Shane Beamer and his comments after the game, and just straight up. They got 105 stars over there. You got a guy that's 340 that can run faster than any of us on this call. It's the obvious. They're more talented and they got more depth than we do right now. We got to build up on that, and that's all you can say. They're a good football team.
There is absolutely zero coach speak with Shane Beamer, and so many reporters have said this is the best interview of the year so far.
Yeah, it was, because and just being honest about it. He could have coached, said whatever and kind of played it off, but he's just being honest, saying, look, they're more talented and they got a good team this year. And I think for Georgia, I'm still, and I've talked to a number of people about them, and everybody's still not sure about their offense. Offensively, can they score enough points as the year goes on? JT Daniels, if he's back healthy and playing at a higher level, Bennett has been in there. I don't know if once he gets against really good defenses, will he be able to put up the same type of numbers or do the things that he did against a UAB defense, and other defense they played so far. So I think that's the big question mark right now for Georgia, because they really struggled against Clemson's defense, putting up numbers. I can't believe Clemson struggled as much as they did against Georgia Tech.
Yeah. And there have been some reports that George Pickens, the wide receiver out of Hoover, he tore his ACL shortly after the beginning of spring practice and has been rehabbing. But there have been reports that he's just way ahead schedule and that he was actually seen in practice running routes with a knee brace during the media viewing period again on Monday. And I can't imagine tearing your ACL in the spring and then being able to play. Well, I guess you didn't do that. No. You tore your ACL during the year,
but it was late.
Yeah.
It was late November. It was right before Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving because it was the Auburn game.
Could it be possible he could return for the end of the year, end of the season?
It'd be tough.
Yeah,
it'd be tough to be at 100%.
Yeah, I mean, he's a difference maker for them. I mean, we know how talented he is, and if he could come back and be at 100%, which I can't imagine he could be, but Georgia does lack the weapons out on the perimeter because they again Pickens was going to be their number one go-to guy, and yeah. That's going to be their issue is on the offensive side of the ball. Certainly not on the defensive side of the ball. And it already looks like, I know this is way too premature, but it looks like a collision course between Georgia and Alabama in the SEC championship game. That's a game that everybody would love to see.
I think Florida's going to give them a good run. I mean, Florida showed they could put the points up. I think Emory Jones has got to come away with a lot of confidence from this past weekend against Alabama. And I think that's going to be a great game down in Jacksonville with the play and be back at a full capacity. And we'll see. I mean, Georgia's very talented on that defense side of the ball. I mean, you can just see it. It's kind of the eye test. But again, I think even Alabama's defense would give their offense a lot of trouble. And I think our offense, as good as Georgia's defense is, has the weapons. As long as they don't hurt themselves, as long as they're making the right reads, as long as they're getting on their blocks, doing that, they have enough talent to put points up on that Georgia defense.
Do you think if Florida were to beat Georgia very, very narrowly, so then Georgia's not, and Georgia wins the rest of their games, so they're a one-loss team, but they don't play in the SEC championship game, they have that victory over Clemson, do you think they would still make it into the playoffs?
They might if Florida got beat so Florida would have 2 losses, Georgia would have 1.
So you'd have to have the Alabama or whoever from the West beat Georgia.
I think Florida.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Florida.
Beat Florida
in order to get Georgia in. Yeah, I think that would probably be the best route because you'd probably have an undefeated or 1-loss team. I mean, you might. I mean, if Florida, I just don't know if the committee would put a team in that got beat by the team that just won. So I think Florida would have to get beat in order for them to get in.
Didn't that happen to Alabama one year?
Yeah, not too long ago when they got in without playing in it. Yeah.
And then end up winning the national championship.
Yeah, I mean, it was it's one of those things where they still had a great season. Just had that one loss that just put them out just based on where they were as far as the in the SEC West. But it's look, this is going to be, I think, a year of we're going to find out more and more as the year goes on. I don't think we know a lot yet still about a lot of these teams. I mean, I think we're kind of not say guessing, but we're trying to make a mathematical guess or a mathematical or looking at data, looking at stats, looking at players who've come out of high school, where they were at, because there are a lot of young quarterbacks in the league. There's a lot of young guys that we still got to see what they can do and how these teams come together. And there's just a lot of unknowns. I mean, look, Arkansas right now, Lars is playing at a level that none of us expected them to play at.
No.
And
I mean, last year we thought that Arkansas might go winless in the SEC, and now they're like 15th or 17th in the country?
Yeah. So
undefeated.
What they're doing on that side, Texas A&M, how good are they? I mean, have they really been tested yet, to some degree?
Well, Colorado had them on the ropes.
They did.
They were lucky to get out of Boulder with a win.
Exactly. So that's where, to me, there's still just a lot of question marks of did some of these teams get ranked too high early on? I still think Oklahoma's ranked too high. I don't think they should be a top 4 team. I don't think they played like a top 4 team. And, but that's, the voters a lot of times go along with kind of what they're hearing or what they're kind of seeing. And, but just on the field, it just doesn't look like right now there are as many talented teams as maybe people thought there was going to be this year. And again, I'm one of those. LSU, I thought they were going to be better than they are. I thought they had more talent coming back. They just don't have offense.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by this Mississippi State LSU game this weekend, and I think Max Johnson and Will Rogers, they might combine to throw the ball 100 times. They're just going to be throwing the ball all over the place. There's going to be a lot of yardage on offense, but I think I actually like it. I like Mississippi State in this game.
You like them, yeah. So, and I'm trying to think. I might go with you on that actually, because LSU has just not looked good.
No,
at all.
No, I mean, The way UCLA
Let's go back against everything I said preseason.
I know. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, it's amazing how perception and opinions can change just less than a month into the season. But just the way UCLA pushed them around on both sides of the line, on the offensive line and defensive line, makes you think that that LSU is not who we thought they were going to be.
Hey, do you struggle finding new ideas for branding and marketing your business? If so, Fully Promoted can help you out. If your organization is trying to find unique items that people really like to receive and use, in today's competitive business environment, your brand needs to stand out to get noticed. Fully Promoted offers extensive branding and marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They have local experts that specialize in putting your logo on apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials. They provide access to samples that you can actually touch and feel, and personalized service to assist you with product selection and decoration methods, taking your brand to the next level. Call Fully Promoted today at 205-406-6430. Mention that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for a special offer. That's 205-406-6430. 406-6430. Are you fully promoted? All right, hang with us as we continue hour number 2 live from AVX, the Jay Barker Show with Lars Anderson.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96 Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes, extreme weather and events test our system. Knowing we're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So, we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience, employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently, we run differently, we walk differently, and our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on the Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan. Letter C, letter O.
Get ready for this week's game. You go back on last week's game and after you watch tape, and you're not, for us, and met with the team this morning, just going through things. You're not going to beat a team like Alabama making all the mistakes that we made during the course of that game in each phase. But I tell you what, we talk about the attitude of our players, the mindset of our players, and even falling behind early. Our ability to make corrections during the course of the game, to stay focused, to continue to grind, continue to play hard, and give ourselves an opportunity to win the game at the end. There's a lot that they can build off of that. And obviously they're going to need to. Quick turnaround, huge rivalry game against Tennessee coming up this weekend here at the Swamp. I mean, our guys, we got to get, when you go into big games like that, you come out something, the physical wear and tear and the mental wear and tear of a big game. But we got to turn that around quickly for even a bigger game this week. And, all the Gator fans need to go, maybe get some, warm tea and lemon, make sure their throats are refreshed. We need an even more raucous environment this Saturday night to continue to give the home field advantage. I think you saw how the effect that had on the game last week, and how it lifted our team up, and hopefully we need the Gator Nation back out to show out this week. So.
All right, trying to heal the wounds after the Alabama loss, even though Florida played so well in that game, especially the second half, making the plays to get back in it and make it that 2-point game. And Alabama holds them on the 2-point conversion there late. So good stuff there. Saying, look, we need everybody back out there. He said, get the hot tea and lemon, and get the throats warmed up and ready to go to be loud and create that atmosphere once again. We were talking earlier about USC job and who might be a candidate for the USC job. I know there's a list of guys that are out there, and right now it's early because of where we sit right now in the season and when this took place. Lane Kiffin has definitely been a guy that's been mentioned. I don't know if they would go down that road again. I think once you've kind of gone down that and the way everything kind of ended up, there would have to be a lot of healing going on between the two. And maybe there's enough people gone from USC now that it really wouldn't affect that decision, because he would be an amazing coach there. I mean, you think about just his time he spent there, knowing how to recruit that area, being out there for that long. And, I think just also having a name is important at USC. The other guy, and I was reading an article about him yesterday, and he was complaining about the fact that they were going in to face up against a better opponent. They were going to make about $300,000. And he said, I don't really care about the money. And we got to figure out a way not to do these type of games. I don't want my kids to go in there and we get our, butts whooped and we, get a paycheck, but then we also lose a lot of our togetherness. We lose a lot of our, attitude of that we feel good about ourselves. I mean, we're just going to go in and get beat down because we don't have the athletes. We don't have the depth or whatever else. And that guy was primetime. Deion Sanders talking about it, saying he just didn't believe in those type of games. Let me set the schedule. Let's schedule the right teams for the right opponents that we need to play, that we have a chance to go out there and compete against. Now, he may be saying that to kind of get the other team a little bit thinking in that direction. So maybe they pull off an upset and everybody goes, wow, look what happened. But I thought, Deion might be a guy the USC should look at because he's primetime. Primetime to LA.
Jay. I've heard that there have been prominent Florida State boosters that want him. Yeah, that want him at Florida State. But
hey, same color scheme.
He hasn't proven anything yet. So here's what I'm sort of hearing about USC. I think their number one target is probably James Franklin, Penn State head coach. Dan Patrick, the radio host, and he's usually right about these things. He said he has a source that there's mutual interest between Franklin and USC. And then at a press conference, Franklin went out of his way not to confirm or deny it. And we've mentioned Luke Fickell, the Cincinnati head coach. And, he's done such a great job building up that program. And another prominent name is Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. And Adam Schefter has tweeted out that league sources believe that Bieniemy will emerge as a head coaching candidate for USC. He's from Southern California, and he's told confidence in the past that USC is one of the only college jobs that might interest him. But then, and Bieniemy too, he hasn't said yes or no to these sort of rumors. Maybe with Matt Campbell. I mean, he's another hot name at Iowa State. And then we also hear Bill O'Brien. Would Bill O'Brien be interested in leaving Tuscaloosa after 1 year to go and take over USC? I mean, he did such a great job at Penn State.
Through some tough times.
Yeah,
really tough times.
Yeah. I mean, he guided them through the darkness and got them back to the light. And based on, we'll see how the Alabama offense progresses, but so far so good, right? With Bill O'Brien and all these new pieces. I mean, you have to remember what Alabama had 10 guys drafted, prominent players on offense, basically one starter returning on the offensive line. And, losing the Heisman Trophy winner and Smith and Waddle and Najee,
It's amazing. Amazing.
I mean, and obviously Mac Jones. So I think that is sort of the pool of legitimate candidates. Bill O'Brien, Matt Campbell at Iowa State. You would think that Matt Campbell would take that in a heartbeat. He's done such a great job at Iowa State. I know they got beat by Iowa last week, and that was a heartbreaking loss for the Cyclones. But yeah, and then Bieniemy. But I do think leader in the club and Fickell. But I think leader in the clubhouse is probably James Franklin.
And
is USC a considerably better job than Penn State?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I think Penn State's better. I'm going to say better right now. I mean, it's in a better position than USC then.
Yeah.
And plus just the, everything that's going on out in LA. And I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that you're going to deal with off the field as well as on the field.
Have you noticed this just in the entertainment industry? There's this mass exodus out of LA.
Oh yeah.
I know in the movie industry, right? Like movie producers, they're just getting out of there because of cost of living and just other aspects of life in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, Texas is where a lot of them are moving to, in Nashville. I mean, and a lot of New York coming to Nashville.
Yeah,
or going to Florida. Those areas, they feel like number one, there's no income tax, state income tax, so they like that. I mean, they're getting killed out there in California with taxes.
Yeah,
I mean, just and they've tried to survive it, and a lot of those people have been talking about it for years, and then finally they just said, forget it. We can't continue to do this.
And I know we complain about 280 traffic, but have you ever gotten stuck in traffic on the 405?
Yes, and it is
it's horrible.
Nightmare.
It is horrible.
It takes you an hour to go like 3 miles.
Yeah, it is awful.
You got to know all the back roads. The problem is where you may end up. You may not end up in a very good area.
I'm not a California guy at all. I mean, I enjoy visiting, and I've been out there probably 30 times in my life doing different stories, but it's just not my cup of tea.
I like LA. I really do. Whenever I'm out there, I feel like there is an energy about it that's because it's the humidity. There's none.
Yeah.
It's just
the weather's great.
The weather's unbelievable. It makes you want to go out.
Where do you stay? Something. I always stay like West Hollywood.
We stay.
You stayed like the Morrison place, right?
No, well, that was in Malibu up on the hill. That was really cool.
Jim Morrison's old house.
And then, what's the place we stay at all the time? And I can't even think of it now. It's the hotel that's right there. It's really, I mean, it's kind of a place that not many people know about, but it's where everybody that stays there that comes in town. They're doing productions and all that kind of stuff. It's where they put the all the different shows where they have the contests and stuff and all that. So,
have you been to the beach?
Oh yeah, Malibu.
How does the beach compare? I've been a couple times, but in your estimation, how's the beach compared there to the Gulf?
Not at all. Nothing. I mean, there's no beaches really. I mean, I've been to a lot of beaches all over the world, and I tell people all the time, you cannot beat 30A, Gulf Shore. I mean, the whole Gulf area all the way around.
Yeah,
it's just, the sand is beautiful. Yeah,
I agree.
Now it's hot. It's a little warmer in summer, especially a lot more humid, but it's great. All right, real quick before we take a break, I saw an article yesterday talking about this, and I want to get your thoughts on it. 5 SEC football teams that could beat Alabama, and he kind of goes through and breaks it down and why they won't. But I just want to get your thoughts on these. Are probably the ones that we've talked about. I mentioned Georgia definitely in the SEC championship game, but that would have to take place. Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Arkansas and Auburn. Those are the other kind of 4 teams that they placed that they think may have a chance to.
I'd eliminate Arkansas and Auburn from that list. How about you?
Yeah, so just Ole Miss takes. I never eliminate Auburn because I just know what that game means. But the Alabama should win that game. No doubt.
That's in Tuscaloosa, right? This year,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. The
oh, maybe it's not.
No, it's just Auburn this year, right?
Yeah.
Don't get me mixed up. All right, but back to but yeah, none of those games. So October the 2nd will be in Tuscaloosa with Ole Miss. October the 9th, Texas A&M. So really back-to-back games that are going to be really tough matchups for Alabama on that western side against an Ole Miss team that's going to put up some big numbers, and also the Aggies right now lead the nation in scoring defense. So if they come in undefeated. Entering that game, Kyle Field will be rocking. I mean, it's going to be crazy at A&M if that's the case.
Doesn't Alabama normally have a cupcake before the Auburn game? Because this year on November 20th, they have Arkansas at home, right? And they're ranked number 16 in the country, and then the very next week it is at Auburn.
You're right. Normally there's an
so I mean, that's 2 tough games to finish out the season. And then on November 6th, I mean, it's a tough slate for Alabama. You got LSU, and then New Mexico State, not going to be a difficult game, and then Arkansas and Auburn. So, we'll find out. I think we're going to find out a lot about Alabama again on October 2nd, playing Ole Miss, and then the very next week turning around, going to College Station and playing Texas A&M. And A&M has had this game circled for a long time.
Yeah, and Jimbo said that they're going to beat Alabama's. You know what?
Yeah,
and so we'll see. That'll be definitely the talk of the town, the bulletin board material, and it'll last to the first snap. And then once that happens, all that goes away, and now it's the best team wins, who's best prepared, and who comes in. But that is going to be a great atmosphere at Kyle Field. That place will be rocking. Small, medium-sized business owners out there, are you aware that there are additional government stimulus dollars available to your business outside of the PPP loan? If you had employees, retain them during the COVID-19 pandemic, there's up to $33,000 cash refund per employee available to you, no matter if you had a financial loss or gain. For over 23 years, the tax attorneys and CPAs at eTax Breaks have been identifying tax credits and cash refunds available to businesses through more than 3,000 federal and state programs. These are not loans. They do not have to be paid back. The eTax Breaks team has recovered over $2 billion for their clients to date and can serve you nationwide as well. The best part is there's no fee to find out if you qualify. They only work off what's called success fees. So there's no financial risk to you ever. You pay nothing unless they find the credits or refunds for your business. And about 90% of small businesses out there are eligible. So take a few minutes, reach out to these guys, see if your business qualifies. Go to etaxbreaks.com, etaxbreaks.com, or simply give them a 855-659-1231. That's 855-659-1231. Find out more information about etaxbreaks.com. All right, stay with us. We'll wrap up hour number 2 coming up.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Weather brought to you by Fincher & Osmond. Fincher & Osmond carries artisan-created diamonds, and trust us, they are bigger than you expect. Visit www.fincherandosmond.com.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray Football Forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. Brought to you by Randy Smalley Floor and Tile.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 1-Series tractor for just $99 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Dell's semi-annual sale delivers unmatched productivity and play. Right now, save what Dell employees save with 17% off leading XPS and Alienware computers powered by Intel Core processors. Visit Dell.com/semi-annual or call 800 by Dell. That's 800 by Dell.
You know what happens in a plasma chamber?
Big stuff. Science stuff.
Diamonds. I'm Tom Osmond. Fincher & Osmond Jewelers carries artisan-created diamonds.
Earth and human safe.
And bigger. Lots bigger.
Fincher & Osmond diamonds from the mines or artisan-created diamonds.
They're all diamonds.
If you want to give her the big stuff, you've got to see these diamonds.
FincherandOsmond.com. A little tricky to find on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
The thing about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. We probably don't even need the words, the Name Your Price tool, to tell you that our humpback whale pup gives you options based on your budget, or that our novelty hand buzzer helps you save on car insurance. And that's the thing about the tiny felt bag filled with marbles. At this point, you've heard a lot of ads about the elusive northern bobcat. The Name Your Price tool, the neighbor who baked you banana bread, only from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said, now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
At Hannah's Organic Honey, business may be sweet, but they need an e-commerce queen bee to lead the hive.
Okay, these jars are going to Jakarta. Oh, wait a minute. Does that say Jackson?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
Indeed.
In virtual interviews and talk to candidates, rare dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/sponsored job. Terms and
100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Cooler and less humid today, the high 75. A very cool night tonight. Tomorrow and Friday, lots of sunshine both days. Friday at 80. I'm James Spain on the ABC 32. 73 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
That's why I don't read the newspaper. Because it's garbage. And the editor that let it come out is garbage. Attacking an amateur athlete for doing everything right. You want to write articles about guys that don't do things right and downgrade them, the ones that do make plays. Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about me.
All right, welcome back in. And again, Coach Gundy there. That's 14 years ago, Lars. Happy anniversary. He's now would be saying, I'm 54 and I'm a man.
We've talked about this a lot, but
happy anniversary, though.
Yeah, happy anniversary. He was targeting Jenny Carlson, who's a terrific writer, and she's still there covering Mike Gundy, and Mike Gundy's still there 14 years later. But it really is hands down one of the most entertaining coaching rants in the history of college football. And in some ways, I'm still surprised that he's there. But Oklahoma State, they've had some success over the years. I don't know. What are your thoughts on on that whole thing? On that, we've had 14 years now to think about it, Jay. What is your take on that infamous rant?
I would think that he probably wishes he had a mulligan at that time after he finished. But I will say,
he has a mullet.
He did have a mullet, and there's no doubt about it. And I think the players and probably the player felt that he stood up for them, but at the same time probably brought a lot more attention to it than probably needed to be drawn to it. I think those conversations are more powerful if the coach says to the SID, "Hey, I want to see her in my office after this press conference, and I want to talk to her." And you sit down one-on-one, explain as to why what you wrote or the things you said is that here's the issue and here's what I'm worried about. I don't want to talk about it publicly, but all I'd ask is that you would consider that the next time you write an article. I think that would be better for the writer, for the player, for the coach, and everybody to sit down and have that kind of conversation.
If I remember correctly, it was about a player that it was standing outside the bus or standing outside of practice, and his mom was feeding him. And I think the writer sort of extrapolated that he was sort of a mama's boy
yeah.
and soft.
Yeah.
And that didn't sit well. And it sort of came out of nowhere because the story had run, I think, a day or two before the game, and this was after the game. And so this was the very first thing that he said after the game. And, Oklahoma State even won that game, if I recall correctly. But, it's one of the more entertaining moments that we've had.
A great article that came up this morning, and nothing seems to rattle Alabama quarterback Bryce Young. It's on ESPN's page. It's all part of the plan. Alex Scarborough actually wrote this article. I know you know Alex, and
does a good job.
Yeah, talking about just the relationship between Bryce and his dad, Craig. And Craig Young is a mental health therapist in Southern California. Said he knew better. As the article continues on, I'm kind of getting halfway down. And talking about Young's father doing all the wrong things. But coaching his son's Pop Warner team, he couldn't help himself. When things went wrong, he got angry. And to avoid the appearance that he was playing favorites with his son, he went too far in the other direction. He was unbearing and overly critical, he said, and his son's performance suffered. I treated him worse, Craig Young said, and that's not fair. Thankfully, for both father and son, mom eventually intervened. One day, Julie Young pulled her husband aside, told him to knock it off. From then on, during Bryce's formative middle school years, his relationship with his father on the football field changed and became more collaborative, more supportive than demanding. Craig leaned on his background in mental health. Instead of voicing his disapproval, he started asking questions like, why did you make that throw? What were you seeing? The two began embracing concepts as a positive self-talk, which could reduce anxiety and competition, and visualization, which can help prepare athletes for adverse situations. Before every game, Bryce developed a routine. He'd listen to music, pray, visualize his performance. That might explain why he always seems to be a step ahead of the defense. So Bruce Rawlingson, the longtime coach at Southern California powerhouse Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, remembers a youth camp for 7th graders. The camp said future pro quarterbacks Matt Barkley and Matt Leinart were there. There were 25 potential quarterbacks on the field one summer, but Rawlinson remembers most of them being daddy driven. Then you get a little kid, Bryce. We saw him and went, whoa, look at this guy. Robinson recalled Bryce was skinny, not quite 6 feet tall, but he had a live arm. But it goes on. It's a really good article.
It is. And a great deep dive by Alex. And to me, it's fascinating that his father is a mental health therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that he has helped Bryce with the mental part of you're right, of just staying calm when there's so much chaos around you. And I love that pregame routine of listening to music, praying, and visualization.
Yeah, some really, really great stuff on ESPN.com. Go and check it out for yourself. Again, Al Scarborough wrote the article. Really good stuff, and deep dive into that relationship with his father and kind of his mentality as he not only enters the games, but before the games and all that really great stuff. All right, Lars, great show today, and thanks to all of you listening in once again, as you do each and every day. And tomorrow, Brian Kitchen, we'll have him on around 1:30. He's going to join us, former LSU player, been on with us before. His great commentary about LSU. We'll get his take on kind of where the Tigers are. So Tune in for that at 1:30 tomorrow. Other guests will be coming up as well. All right, live from ABX, also BamaInsider.com, and Josh Smith, our producer. Thank you all for listening in. Have a great Wednesday. Rock and Roll Sushi, they're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors big, bold, and loud. They're the only place to experience the rock you love, the rolls you love, with the ones you love. It all began back in Mobile, Alabama, and then a decade later, tucked inside the Mobile Mall, expanded to encompass more than 40 locations across the southeastern U.S. Since day one, the most rewarded part of their work has been seeing guests fall in love with the amplified dining experience and become fans who return again and again to the biggest hit in town. That's Rock and Roll Sushi. Get out today for lunch or dinner. It's Schaefer Plastic Surgery. Not only they treat you like family, you get a free opening consultation. Not normally you get that for elective surgeries. You do with Dr. Schaefer. And he also combines experience gained from nearly 2 decades in practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. As a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after the procedure. Go online at SchaeferPlasticSurg.com. That's SchaeferPlasticSurg.com or 205-278-7969. For more information and located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital. I know you know about Guthrie's Chicken Fingers, but do you know about the Guthrie family? 1992, they started selling chicken fingers. They were the first chicken finger restaurant and the first drive-through chicken finger restaurant ever. They've been around for over 50 years. Since the beginning, Guthrie's have been using only the finest ingredients in their Guthrie's boxes. While others have tried to copy, nothing tastes like Guthrie's chicken fingers dipped in that Guthrie's famous sauce. Guthrie's restaurants are expanding to give the entire U.S. a taste of their golden fried chicken fingers. Franchise opportunities are available. Go to Guthrie'sChicken.com. That's Guthrie'sChicken.com for more information. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. And look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at BHAMBroker.com. That's BHAMBroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's BHAMBroker.com. Sell your car through BHAMBroker.com or 205-716-1269. Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slide for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.C.O.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff. Its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
Town Square Media Station.